Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 218. It is early morning, Friday morning, but not early morning enough. I'm about half an hour behind. So, facing some consequences here. I'll be at the office checking in after the receptionist gets there, which is not a good thing. Luckily, I'm leaving through a different door than I'm entering, so she's not going to see me walk out unless she's staring at the cameras. One interesting thing that's been going on now at the office is they got facial recognition software inside the office, and I guess there's an app you can download that you can locate an individual in the office and know exactly where they are in the office, which is very bad news for me. I need to learn more about that, figure out how it works, all that. Hopefully it's not facial recognition like I've been told, and it's more like you have an app on your phone and it's using the app location to tell where you are. Hopefully that's what it is, because otherwise that could mean my days are numbered. Luckily for me, right now we have very few people on the team, and one is leaving in 2 weeks. So that's one positive for my longevity at my job, even if I'm not the greatest employee, which there's no indication that I'm not. But I'm just saying that having the location thing with facial recognition would be very bad news. And you would think that people would protest, but maybe not. These days, people don't really care about their privacy like they used to. It used to be such a big deal. You don't give your phone number to anyone. You don't give your email to anyone. You don't want anyone to know where you are or what you're doing. Now they're like, I don't have any privacy on the internet. Everyone follows me around. They know what I'm doing. They take my cookies. They do all that stuff. Nobody seems to care. They know that there's facial recognition in the grocery stores now. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but a major... Lord, hold on. Sorry about that. Hopefully it didn't blow your eardrums out when I got that call. But so now even grocery stores, and I'm not sure if I've already talked about it, have been putting in facial recognition software, including one that's around here that is actually using it to see your reactions when you go up and down the aisles, reactions to displays, reactions to products, reactions to pricing, and see if your face is displaying approval or disapproval. This sounds like science fiction, but this is just a grocery store, not like a big money place like a casino. I'm talking about groceries. And they're able to do this. They're able to read your face and say, oh, this person's dissatisfied with the pricing here. Oh, they're very happy about this. That's really, really shocking. And it was in the newspaper and, in articles and stuff like that. And nobody seems to care. So not only are they following you around in the store, but they're seeing what you like and what you dislike. And what an invasion of privacy. I wish somebody would pass a law banning stuff like this, but it's hard to do because you're in public. People are allowed to take pictures of you. When you're in public, people are you have no expectation of privacy, but there should be limits to that. I don't want to limit our rights under the Constitution, but when you get to an area like this where no reasonable person is going to be using facial recognition, that it's just going to be government and big companies that are going to be controlling people, then maybe there should be some protections on that. So anyway, right now heading to the office. We're going to be checking in, we're going to be leaving, and I was going to do one other thing in town before I left, but we're going to skip that because there's no time. I already see I've got 4 or 5 tasks on my plate just by looking at my email for the day already. So we'll get to work on those in the next few hours before anyone gets in the office, and we'll go from there. So Yeah, yesterday was really interesting with the poker hand, having to give ID or talking my way out of that, having to give a name. Do you think by now I would have thought about a name that would go well? And actually, I have, and I've actually used a different name than the one I gave yesterday. Um, the problem is, I was thinking maybe I should be using the same last initial just in case. Um, Call it a misunderstanding or something like, I don't know. I wanted to use a name that was similar to my name in some way, whether it's first, middle, last, so that it could have been a misunderstanding that they wrote it down wrong if I ever have to give my ID and then they get mad and they say, hey, you told me your name was this. And I could say, no, look at this, and you misunderstood. But anyway, I'm starting to babble here. I'm going to let you go right now, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So I think I was kind of doomed this morning already. Even if I had left home on time, I would have gotten to my first casino 10 minutes before my meeting. And unfortunately right now, even with catching up quite a bit and traffic improving and all that kind of stuff, looks like I'm going to be the meeting's going to start about 10 minutes before I get to my first stop. Unfortunately, my meeting ends at the shift change, so I'm going to lose at least one session of Blackjack. It's okay, but I mean, there's nothing I can really do about it. So either way, I was going to lose that session. So note to self for next week, play the Fridays a little bit differently. I don't think I can really go to the office more than a half hour earlier than I did. So I don't know, maybe a different region. So I'll be thinking about that a little bit. I have been reading / listening to some information about PLO and trying to improve my game. I am going to start a separate chart for it. By the way, for the year, I think I'm ahead like 2,500 or 3,000 in poker, so not exactly big numbers, but the fact that it's positive is good, and I feel like I am learning and improving. So we're going to just keep a separate chart and see how it goes. On days that I can't really visit too many casinos, we're going to try to get one session of Pot Limit Omaha in, or at the very least Hold'em. But I just feel like Pot Limit Omaha just has so much more potential to make money, especially at the lower levels, 1-3, 2-3, 3-3, whatever, 5-5, versus No Limit Hold'em, which is going to be 1-2, 1-3, 2-5 type hands, type games. So anyway, right now we are just trying to get to this casino as soon as possible. Like I said, I'm going to be about 10 minutes shy. If I can cut that down to like 8 minutes, I may be able to get on the meeting and mute myself and hope no one talks to me for the first 8 minutes, and I can make it safely to the casino without having to stop twice, but we'll see. So yeah, right now outside it is cloudy skies, not exactly gloomy, but not the nicest day, but it'll keep the temperatures cool because of that. Today's high is only going to be about 74. Looks like it was in the 40s when I left home. So anyway, letting you go for now. I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So here's my situation right now is I'm between shifts right now, so don't want to go to the tables quite yet and have two sets of people see me. So we're just going to walk around a little bit, go to the bathroom, take care of just a couple small things, look at every detail of every machine first, and then once the shift change is complete, then we're going to go play a little bit of blackjack. So just giving you an update. Meeting finished about 20 minutes early. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So yeah, I got more concerning stuff about this facial recognition stuff happening today. Yeah, I feel like at this point, I'm not hiding from anybody anymore. So at this point, I need to decide what I'm going to do next. Am I just going to go in and just blow them away and make as much money as I can? Am I going to lie low? Am I going to go play other games and try to throw them off the scent? What am I going to do? Because at this point, I'm obviously known, but I'm not banned. So if I'm not banned, then they know who I am, but they're not suspecting anything, which is kind of the situation I was in with this other place. And I lasted a pretty long time. And actually, when I looked at my spreadsheet, it looked like it was about 110K in winnings before they backed me off. So maybe they had me down as 100. So does this place have a threshold of X amount of dollars that you win before they kick you out? 25, 50, 100, whatever it might be. I don't know. So we'll see what happens here. But now I know for a fact that there's really no hiding at all anymore. I may get away with here and there, not, being known, but for the most part, I'm pretty much known. So I went in and looked at some slots first, found maybe found more than one play, like 3 small plays, all tiny plays, 1 and 2 spin plays. And I was ahead about $20, maybe 30, and walked around for a long time waiting for the shift change to happen. Shift change happens. I contemplate signing up for poker, but decided not to because I do want to hit some new casinos. So that's what we're going to do right now. But then I ended up playing some blackjack and was there for just a short time. It was getting busy already. When I got there at like 10 o'clock, there was like no cars in the parking lot. Now it's really busy already. It's just after 12. By the way, my team meeting only lasted about 20 minutes, so I was able to get in the casino nice and early. I was able to move fast enough that I was only about 6 minutes past the hour before I got to the casino. So even if they had called on me, as long as they didn't call on me the first 6 minutes of the meeting, nobody would have known that I was traveling. So I did play blackjack, ended my session ahead 675, very little resistance, very little problems, nice easy session, so no problem there. And then went and looked at slots again and found another play. I found one that was in progress that the guy was playing, but I didn't know how long he was going to be there. So there's this Chinese couple that were in there, and I'm like, hey, watch that guy, I gotta go, I'm leaving. And so they were checking this one game that really does not have an advantage. They were looking at something that's not really there, so I don't know if they're just being superstitious or they believe something is there, but I'm going to look more into it. I don't believe that there's any kind of way to beat that game, so I'll check in on that. Anyway, I played more slots. I ended up like 70 ahead, then one more play, and ended up leaving ahead $98 on the slots, and what did I say? $675 on the blackjack. And right now we're going to move on to another casino. Finally, I've been trying to get to this casino for a long time and just haven't had the chance, the time. But I did tell my wife I'd probably be late tonight, so we might as well go hit it and then figure out what to do from there. From there, I'll have a couple choices. I could come back this way. I could go another way and hit 1, 2, or 3 more casinos, which would put me really, really, really deep into the night, like into the morning, because they are so far apart. So first casino was almost 4 hours. Second casino is about 2.5 hours. Third casino would be about 2.5. Fourth casino would be about 2.5. Fifth casino would be about 3 hours, and then home another 4 hours. So that would be really long. So how much do we really want to do? And that's going to be the question. So let's see how this place goes. I'm not very optimistic about this place because I have to drive so far for such little opportunity, but maybe I'll see something that I didn't know about and it'll open up some new doors for me. And if I don't see anything there, then I may start to abandon this area for another area slowly. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. You're all caught up, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back, and I'm finally getting close to this place. Boy, have things changed since I talked to you. Right now it's light rain outside, dark skies, although in front of me is clearer skies. It is windy outside. Traffic has picked up quite a bit, so all kinds of stuff happening here at the same time. I am 10 miles away from my next spot, and like I said, I'm not expecting a lot from here, but after this we need to make a decision about what to do. I'm hoping something good happens here. We have good opportunity and we can put this back, we can put this on our route, but I'm very pessimistic about that. I don't think that's going to happen. But we'll see. I'm hopeful but pessimistic. So yeah, right now we're gonna head over to this place, and we'll go see what we can. I don't think they have any tables. I think it's just machines, and then we'll probably grab some food and move on to our next spot. So that's what's going on right now, and I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So when I got to this place and I started looking around, I felt like I made a big mistake, because it's an extra 2 hours each direction at least if I don't go on to another place. And I'd gone through the whole place one time and I was ahead $6, and I was pretty aggravated. I went back and searched the machines deeper and went into more detail on machines and checked every little thing, and then all of a sudden I was ahead like $30. And I'm going through, there's a back area which is like, there's a regular casino, then there's a bar, and then past the bar there's a little room that you can't get to unless you go through the bar. So I went through there and I found a machine there which is not the greatest machine, and I haven't had good luck on it in the past, but actually it went pretty well on that one, and played it through, and I actually ended up ahead $236 for the session. I did play one other machine after that, lost like 20 cents, but overall ended up plus 236. I think that puts us over 1,000 for the day, which is good. And I'm going to move on to another casino here. There's actually one that's not that far away. We're going to run over there and see if we can make a little bit of money, and then figure out what to do from there. At that point I'll be like 6 hours away from home if I go directly, and it's already, you know, late afternoon. So at this point I have no internet either, so hopefully I get somewhere soon that has internet, because it's showing me offline at this point for work. But yeah, so far so good. Plus 236. Would I go there all the time? Probably not, unfortunately. I mean, if I lived in the area I would, but otherwise probably not. So right now we're going to go play some slots, maybe some blackjack, and then figure things out from there timing wise, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So far, man, it looks like round trip today is going to be between 13 and 14 hours. That's assuming I go to here and then back to the first casino I went to and then home, which is just awful. That's a lot of hours, but I don't think I have a choice. So I got to get the variety in, I got to get the time in, I got to make the money. So hopefully we have a good session at this place. Right now I'm about 5 minutes away from this casino, and then hopefully we'll spend an hour or two here and then have some good variance and head back toward the first one that we were at. If it ends up being too late, I may skip that first one and head straight home, but hopefully I've got the energy to do it. So that's it for now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back, and actually it wasn't really what I thought it was going to be, but it did work out in the end. Walking in, looking around and finding nothing, go over to the tables. They're all full. They do have a double deck that's all full, so that's not very helpful. Keep looking around. I find a small play. I make like $30. Whoops. Supposed to turn here. Okay. So continue on and find a couple other small plays, and I'm ahead like $50-$60, and I'm pretty much done. And I'm like, well, what do I do now? I can play a little poker, but do I want to play poker this far away from home and still want to get home tonight? And I looked at the list, and there was like 11 people on the list, so that would take forever with a small place like this. So I decided to leave that alone. But as I was looking, I noticed a machine right there next to the poker room, and it was in position. And it's something that, you know, sometimes you go to different areas and people look for different things there. So lots of times you're finding things that you don't find at home anymore. But I did find a play, and it was at $1.50 a spin, and that one went magnificently. Let me see. Let me see what I started with on that one. I can't tell, but that paid out pretty well, like $162. And then there's another one, and I'm like, it was so close to hitting, and so close to hitting. I'm taking a picture of it, and finally, this thing hits at 60 cents a spin. It's a game that's not very common at all, and ends up paying me $182. I was involved for like $100 on that game, so it's not like it was just handed to me, but it did drag it out for a long time. And I started second guessing things. I'm like, there's no way this is not a play. I know this is a play. I just have to get through this variance, and finally did get through that, and ended my slot session ahead $289. So plus $289. I was in there for about 45 minutes or so, which is like, it's like funny, you know, it's like comical. You drive an hour, you drive 2 hours, you're in there for 20 minutes, 40 minutes, 50 minutes. But that's the nature of what I do. So unfortunately, that's the way it has to be. There were only probably 4 blackjack tables, including that one bad double deck. All of them were full. And so I decided just to let that go. And now we have to make a decision. So now I've got the map set to go home. It's a long way home. So hundreds and hundreds of miles home. So I'm just it's actually almost 400 miles home. Like 360 miles home. That's a long way. I don't know what I think sometimes. So we're going to head toward that direction. And if we decide to, we can swing by the original casino that we came from, but it's kind of out of the way. And if I add that stop, that's 170 miles away. So we could do that and then play there and then go home. I'm going to keep that in the map right now, but I'm not positive if I'm going to do that or not. I'm hoping to do that. So right now, we did win some money there, whatever I said, 289, whatever I put in my notes here, plus 289. And I think we're going to move on to another casino. The only thing I've eaten today, or had today, was a protein shake, some beef jerky, and some electrolytes, which I still have that half the bottle of the electrolytes left. So we're going to look for some food as well, and maybe add a different place. You know what? I'm going to toy with that instead. Maybe go into a different place than the one I went to this morning, and I'll decide and come back and let you know. Alright guys, I am back and just leaving this casino. I have been in this casino for a long time, at least 2.5 hours. And this city is extremely crowded right now. There's some events going on, and they decided to take the highway from 4 lanes to 1 lane almost the middle of the night on Friday night. It makes no sense at all. Unless they have like some kind of checkpoint to see if you're drinking or something. I don't know. But I went to this casino, and it was early enough that there were still some people working from this morning, and I didn't want them to see me. I walked away, and I went back to checking slots a little bit longer. Ended up playing a couple things, and ended that session ahead $54. So plus 54 there. And then I went to play some blackjack, and it was like, it took me a little bit of time to find a table, but I finally sat down, bought in for 500, and it was like a hurricane hit me. I was hit so hard, losing, and it was just some really bad beats, and I was aggravated early. Try to keep my cool. They asked me for a player's card like 3 times, and this is a place I've been trying to be careful at. So I was pretty worried about it. I bought in for 2,000 and just got creamed, and finally ended up switching tables. Bought in for 500 on that table, and just got that taken away from me in about 2 seconds. Bought in for 500 more for a total of 3,000, and I'm like, what am I doing here right now? I'm thinking, I leave home at 6 o'clock in the morning. At that point, it was about 7 or 8 o'clock at night. It's been 13 or 14 hours, and everything that I worked for the whole day, I was down in like 10 minutes. Drive here, 2 more hours, drive here, hour and a half, and then all of it was like evaporated. Kept my cool, kept my bets in line, and slowly started grinding back. And when I was down to $200 out of the 3,000, and when I got back up to 1,000, I was so relieved. I'm like, okay, this is like a milestone. Just keep your cool. You don't have to do anything drastic. Just relax. Everything will come. And eventually built it up to 1,500 and then 2,000, and then dropped back down to about 1,500 and back down to 1,200. And then all of a sudden, I had this nice burst, good counts, good things happening, and finally ended up leaving at the end of a shoe ahead. I couldn't believe I got ahead. I really thought this was going to be one of those sessions where I lose $6,000 or $7,000. That's the way it was going. It really felt like it was going that way. But I'm telling you, this is kind of a weird thing. Toward the end of the shoe, I was practically calling out which cards were going to come out, and I knew it was going to be a 5 and a 4 coming and a 6 and a 5 coming. I just knew these cards were coming out, not because the count was high or low. I don't know why. I don't understand the way the brain works, but sometimes we can do some things that we don't understand, and we don't know how to harness it. But everything ended up working out finally in the end, but it was a very annoying stop. I ended up ahead 64 on the blackjack after being involved for 3,000, and 54 on the slots. And the slots actually went pretty well, and they weren't that great, really. There was a play that should have taken 2 or 3 minutes, took about 15 minutes, and then another machine also that actually went kind of badly. But overall, it all worked out. I kind of feel like what a waste of time that was, to come all the way over here and spend all that time in there for very little money. And now I'm like a mile from the casino, or 3 miles from the casino, and the traffic is bumper to bumper, the middle of the night. My family's at home watching TV, getting ready for bed and all that stuff, and I'm hours and hours away from home. But that's the life we chose, I guess. So anyway, yeah, I'll be back. All right, guys, it's a couple hours later, still driving home, still have a long way to go, and we're going to stop in about half an hour, get some fuel. This will be the 3rd time we get fuel today. So we're crossing into midnight already, so yeah, long day. I'm considering not doing my Sunday overnight, just maybe stay home, maybe play some poker locally or something like that, just because I'm a little bit worn out here lately. Been doing a lot, under a lot of stress, a lot of stuff going on at work, a lot of stuff going on with gambling. Planning my next trip, which will probably be next month, and possibly another one the month after. So probably October, another one November, and then possibly a family trip in December. So a lot of stuff on my mind, a lot going on. Let's do our segments real quick, shall we? What did you eat today, MW? Well, I had my protein shake this morning. I had an apple. My wife gave me some of these peas, some of like the sugar snap peas kind of. And I had some electrolytes. All that was okay. But that's all I had until about 9 p.m. And then I did have a chef salad, which was awful. I give it a 7 on a scale of 2 through ace. And what did you tip today, MW? I mean, you went through so much ups and downs today, and Blackjack and all kinds of stuff happening today. What did you tip? We want to know. Today I tipped $0. $0. So nice easy number to remember. And there's my low fuel light just came on, if you heard that. And what did you learn today, MW? Well, at least I was able to get out to those further casinos, but alas, it's just too far away. I can't be doing that on a regular basis unless I do an overnight, and I don't know that it's worth the overnight for the amount of volume I'm going to do. I think I'm better off just staying in one place and getting some sleep, and then going back in, get another couple hours sleep, going back in. Might be a little bit better. It's a little harder on my body to sleep in the car because these seats are really, really hard. And I'm a little sore when I wake up when I sleep in the car, but it makes more sense to me than being tired and driving a long distance for very little money. So, I mean, today they ended up okay. They were both almost $300, but in the long run, it's not going to be worth it, I don't feel. So, yeah, that's what's going on right now. I have some things to wrap up when I get home. And then tomorrow, Saturday, I'll be hanging out with the family. And then I'll be back with you on Sunday, but we'll be doing something new probably on Sunday. So I think that's going to be it for now. Still have a couple hours drive to go before I get home, and we'll catch up on Sunday. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.